Hello everyone, Caden here from the Diamond Minecart, and welcome to a serious video about MrDrNose and Voices of the Void. I do mean that this video is serious because it contains unsettling topics that need to be brought to light about the Voices of the Void community and the MrDrNose freak defenders that have been called out of committing. And I will also be calling out the entire VoTV community as well, as they are petty and immature. Now, if you don't know what Voices of the Void is, here is a short summary about it. Voices of the Void is a sci-fi horror game inspired by Signal Simulator and developed by a developer known as MrDrNose, who is the same guy who made Advanced Education with Victor Strabovsky, a Baldi-inspired horror game which popular YouTubers such as Markiplier has played. Now that you know about Voices of the Void, I will now get to the point of the video. Also, I have a link to an expose document that goes through lists of corruption and toxicity from the moderators. It also exposes some of the things MrDrNose and his friends has done, such as backstabbing, bullying, and not even bothering to filter sexual contents or fantasies out of the community, which has a lot of minors. We worked hard on getting every evidences we can add into the document. The whole document is 96 pages long. It's not really new to me or anyone who aren't a sheep, but it is worth bringing it up to show to you how immature and petty he is, such as arguing with people who think adding sex aliens into the game is bad, or just straight up delete their post because it criticized his game. There was a well-written post criticizing the issues about the game, lore, developer, and community. This post was sadly deleted, but we can still read it thanks to the Wayback Machine. Now, let us take a look into the post and see what it had to say. A few months ago, I used to see this game and its community to be very unique and interesting. But now, I don't find it unique. It's still interesting though, but not in a good way. I won't read all of it, but here are 3 flaws of the games he mentioned, such as the damage system being overkill and making people lose hours of progress because they crash into a tree because of the crappy physics of the ATV, or how the nightmare minigame needlessly steal all the stamina you tried to recharge for, or how the developer isn't adding that much real content into the game and instead add more pointless chores to waste your time. Which, yeah, these problems really sucks. The next thing he says in the post was about the lore and how Nose just ignore it and instead focuses more on the sexual lore. He also mentioned how Nose is not very lore-friendly with his own lore since he blatantly insert his fetish fantasy, Eerie, which he is unhealthily obsessed with. Eerie in lore is supposed to be stuck in the school dimension, which is a backroom-like dimension where Victor Strabovsky take place in. There is no reason on why should be in Voices of the Void, because she serves no purpose there, gameplay or lore-wise. The only reason why Eerie is in the game, because like I said, MrDrNose has an unhealthy obsession with this character, as he would constantly talk about her, role-play as her, post things about her. Hell, I think he even dresses up as Eerie. And I must repeat myself that she is just a self-inserted fetish of MrDrNose's fantasy, having tentacle boob mouths and a long futa dick and a lot of other things. I don't necessarily hate characters who are sexualized by their creator, but I do hate them when the creator is obsessed with this character and making everything about them. And seriously, in Voices of the Void, there is a statue of Eerie, a graffiti of Eerie's name, a plushie of Eerie, and an Eerie skin. That's a lot of Eerie in one game, and let me remind you that she isn't supposed to be there lore-wise. And because of Eerie's nature, many people are going to look down at Voices of the Void and MrDrNose, and big content creators such as IGP will turn it down and leave the game entirely all because of this character that kills the vibe and the hype for this horror game. And let us not forget that IGP made one video of the game, but never came back afterward, and despite making tweets saying he's gonna play it, he never did. I believe because of certain things in the game, IGP pretty much changed his mind as he see what this game is turning out to be. The next thing on this post was about MrDrNose and how inexcusably petty, immature, and incompetent he is, such as how he take big fat long breaks on developing the game even though they get 9K a month from Patron, and how he attacks anyone who question about the update and label them entitled and impatient. I won't go through all of them as it would take forever, but it is worth reading what he has to say about Nose as a developer and person. The last thing on the post was about the drama, and how scary it is because of the harassment he has gotten, such as his DM being spammed with gore and him being stalked because he was making posts about the drama and was on my side and not MrDrNose's side. He even called out 2 Twitter accounts who I also had issues with, such as Ariel Heaven and Afterburner69, who are low-life degenerates. Ariel Heaven was going around calling people slurs, and Afterburner69 literally stalked and harassed me and a bunch of people. This guy had 3 accounts, all dedicated to targeting people who share the document. This guy main account was Burner69, and he would literally appear the instant as we make a post about the drama, or reply to someone about the drama. This guy was very pathetic. This guy would post gore of a guy shooting himself in the head with a revolver. That pretty much showed what kind of person he is. But later he deleted his main account and created a new one, which was Afterburner69, and he would do the same exact thing, but without spamming gore, he even blocked us so we don't call out his bullshit. Hell, even though we were blocked, this guy was still tracking every reply that mentions the document and make his own comment there. He also created another account just to spam gore onto literally every post that mentions the drama. Although he doesn't say anything, we can tell it is him, because that is the same gif of the guy shooting himself. And well, who else would be this pathetic to stalk us like this? Burner69, of course. Now, back to the post. OP also said that he only saw this maliciousness from the people defending MrDrNose, which isn't a good look for MrDrNose if his supporters are being disgusting and vile low lives attacking people, and he never even once tell them to stop acting this way. Honestly, I don't think he cares at all since he let his moderators talk nasty shit behind people's back. So why would he care if his supporters are nasty too? This post has made great points and called out things that MrDrNose is responsible of. Of course, MrDrNose's response to this post was by deleting it and not actually replying to it. But thankfully, with the Wayback Machine, we can all still read this post. And I have it linked in the description. Anyway, I also want to show you the replies of the post. First up is Big Bun and his reply with -5 score. He says, quote, "Oh wait, never mind. OP is another throwaway account, probably the banned guy again, LOL. Get some help, please." That document is bullshit. If you read through it attentively, you should have noticed the childlike idiot mentality. Do not bully or harass anyone about it. But also, is an asshole, narcissist, selfish, dishonest, arrogant, trash, pathetic excuse for a human being. And an earlier version said something along the lines of, deserves to be punished and insulted. It's written by an underage kid, most likely, that got angry and has some mental issues and constantly keeps harassing the dev for attention, and you are not helping by sharing that stupid link. Childlike idiot, underage kid, mental issues. DrNose, is that you? The lack of self-awareness speaks for itself, and the attempt to make up lies about my document is hilarious. Anyway, here is the rest of the thread. And here is the funniest thing I have seen in this thread. Now, with that out of the way, here is the next section of the video. It seemed like a lot of these MrDrNose Defenders are coping so hard about their creator being exposed that they have to make up lies and make things up about the document that is not true to try and gaslight people into thinking it's false. Like this one guy on YouTube who is literally blabbering nonsense I cannot comprehend. And then there was this other guy claiming I posted gore without proof. Also, the guy claiming I post gore has also defended lowly and fictional CP because it's fictional. This guy was going around insulting people who done nothing to him, all because they think fictional child porn is bad. Which, if a guy who think cartoon child porn is perfectly fine and insult people because they think otherwise should get their hard drive checked. Anyway, for the last guy dying from severe copium is this guy. The last thing for this video is about the Voices of the Void subreddit, which, so you know, it is an unofficial subreddit, but it moderated by smelly Reddit mods who throw tantrums when you don't praise Dr. Nose. A Discord user contacted me and told me how they got their post deleted for telling how Nose deletes posts that criticize him and his game. The reason why is laughable. Take a look. And here is the double standards of the Reddit mods. Of course, it really isn't a surprise, since a lot of Reddit mods are hypocrites with double standards and shit. So it really isn't a surprise about the Voices of the Void subreddit being ruled by losers who won't accept opinions if it disses their favorite games. For my conclusion on this video, the fact that Dr. Nose's supporters are lying about my document to protect their precious is pathetic. Seriously, what the hell are they smoking? And anyone with a brain who read my document would know I never called Nose a groomer and didn't say literal bullshit such as Cole grooming Nose. At this point, Nose need to get his shit together and tell them to go touch grass because they are not helping and instead making things worse. Because harassing or fucking stalking people is not okay, and you have to be mentally ill to go that far. For conclusion, deleting criticism is bad. Harassing and stalking people is bad. Lying is bad. Seriously, it might as well be better to not listen to these people since they can't seem to say anything true about my document and instead rely on outrageous bullshit to try and get other people to dismiss it without actually reading it. Either way, I hope you are all well informed from today's news. If you want to hear more about this drama, might as well subscribe and turn on the notifications so you don't miss the next video, if there will be another video on it. Anyway, thank you and goodbye.